welcome to Growing Dreams Homestead. I am Dana and my family and I are homesteading on 10 acres in Indiana. Today we are down in my orchard and I'm going to be doing some companion planting and creating a guild. Alright, so I have made a list and I have a picture and I will put it up on the video of the 5 different types of plants that I am looking for in my orchard to be companions to my fruit trees. We do have 28 trees here in our orchard. We've been planting them over the course of the last 6 or 7 years. This apple tree right here is about, I would say, 3 or 4 years old. I can't remember exactly when we planted it. And the majority of our trees we have gotten like on clearance for like $7. So you can plant an orchard for fairly cheap if you keep an eye out for deals. So the 5 types of plants. One thing would be that they attract pollinators. So I have a huge list of plants and then I just went through and checked the boxes. So attract pollinators, repel pest, suppress weeds or ground cover, things that are mulchers that you can chop and drop, things that are accumulators of nutrients, and things that are nitrogen fixers. So with my list, these are all things that I have growing or have seed for here on the homestead. And I'm not going to plant all of them because, you know, that's a lot. But I do have some things here today that we will be planting around this apple tree. So we finally got some rain, which is going to make it possible for me to plant today. I did pull up the weeds that were growing around this tree. There's some more. All right, and we are going to start with comfrey. I did make a video probably about a week or so ago where I divided some comfrey, and here are the results. They're all growing and they look beautiful. So I'm going to start with some comfrey. Then I also have some things I dug up from around the homestead. I have some lamb's ear, which is a great attractor for pollinators. I have peppermint, which will spread out like crazy, so it'll be a good suppressor for weeds, but also attracts pollinators and repels some things. So like the smell of peppermint, most voles and mice and things do not like that smell, and even when they're dormant in the winter, it still has a peppermint smell, so hopefully that will keep them away. And then I also dug up some yarrow, so we have that. I have some seeds here for forage and things like that. And then in here I have some sage and some lavender, thyme, and oregano. So these I actually bought from a little nursery down the road for like $1.50, which is a great deal considering all of these are perennials in our area. And now I won't put all of this around every tree. I have lots of trees to do. So just giving you some ideas of things you can use in your own companion planting. So we're going to start with some of the stuff that I dug up. So some yarrow. I have a lot of this growing in my flower garden, but then also you know, it's a medicinal herb. It can be used for lots of things. It can be used in salves and teas and tinctures. It's good for wounds. It's also good for cold and flu type things. So we're gonna get this beauty in here. It's also pretty good for weeds because they grow pretty thick and they reseed themselves. They are actually, yarrow actually grows wild here. I've found a lot in our yard. So I'm going to put in some lamb's ear. My lamb's ear is currently blooming and the amount of pollinators on it is amazing. All right, next I'm going to put in some comfrey. Comfrey is a great plant. It's actually one of the ones that checks all of the boxes. So it attracts pollinators, it repels pests, it accumulates nutrients, it's a nitrogen fixer, and you can chop and drop it my paper keeps wanting to blow away. And you can chop and drop it for like a living compost. So put one of those in here. I'm very happy with how well it did being split and you know, making new plants off of it. Comfrey is one of those things that you know, the roots, if you leave a piece of them, you're going to get comfrey back. I actually got my comfrey from a friend, and her son had tilled her garden with a comfrey plant in there, and then the comfrey just took over. Like, it was everywhere because those roots got chopped up and distributed throughout the soil, and yeah, it was wild. So she said, come dig as much as you want, so I did. All right, peppermint. Peppermint is very easy to root. I throw it under my deck a lot because I have hopes that one day it will spread under there and maybe help with mosquitoes and things like that. I am putting this closer to the tree because we do want to keep away mice and voles, and sometimes they will eat the bark off your tree and girdle your tree and kill it. So wanting to keep that peppermint up close to the tree to deter the rodents from doing that. We definitely don't want them chewing the bark off. Alright, so there's that stuff. I am going to put in some sage. So this is a culinary sage. It is a perennial here. It'll bloom and have beautiful flowers, but it also helps with pests. I don't know if it would be helpful if I went through my whole big list I made, or just put it on the screen and let people, you know, kind of research it yourself or see what you have already growing. That's a good thing, is when you can find stuff you already have growing and then use those things. All right, maybe one more. Let's put, no, you know what? I think we're good. I think this looks good. So we have a yarrow, we have a lamb's ear, peppermint, comfrey, 2 comfreys, and a sage on this tree. So I have lots more trees to plant. I don't think I'm going to make videos of all of that, but I just wanted to kind of share with you what I'm doing. You know, permaculture principles, we try to put those in place here. We try to have everything, you know, working together to help each other. I will water all this in, just in case you're wondering. Even though we got rain, it's still pretty dry when you get down deep, because we went a long time with no rain. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for coming along with me. And if you have some of these things growing in your garden and you have an orchard and they're not in your orchard, you might think about, you know, splitting some off and moving them around. See if that helps with pollination and critters and the overall health of your orchard. So anyway, I hope you're having a good summer. We are here, and I'm so glad that we finally got rain. So have a good one, and we'll see you later. Bye. you.